Hello and welcome to what feels like Comedy Central these days. Oh, goodness. So, I'm the girl who lost her mind for a little while. She went off the deep end. She had to find out what was real and what wasn't, what things in her life were authentic and what things in her life were malicious. And I don't know, you know? Well, I'm just going to start with a reading and see if things start to come, because I get outside and I think of what I want to record, and then I come in and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. How will people perceive that? Will people be mad? Will people be happy? When really it's about what's in my heart and what's the journey that I've taken to get there. And yeah, maybe for a while I stopped listening to humans and started listening to the birds and the bees and the plants and other animals in the world, because I didn't necessarily trust what was in front of me in this .com era. And along the way, I've made some beautiful discoveries, and getting to know God on my journey has been profound. Just yesterday, so these are some of the things that happen when you surrender and start talking to God in the universe. Things do become psychic, if you will. And Tuck, say hi. And you start reading the room and the environment and the nudges that come along. Yesterday, I walked in this room. I realized I had tucked my vision board in my closet, so I had grabbed it and brought it out into the living room. And then I bumped into it yesterday afternoon when I was kind of in an emotional state of like, what's happening? What's my direction? What's the path I'm supposed to go down? And when I bumped the vision board, it was a bunch of, let's see if I can, magnetic cards that I had up here, a whole bunch of them. And they all fell off except for these three, this picture and a couple other little things. And I was like, wow, there's the sign for me. I had way too much going at once, and I needed to settle back to these few things. And it's interesting because the few things that came up are also things that I keep hearing comments about. youth mentorship partnering, for example, is on my board. And I've had a couple things mentioned here recently about Big Brothers Big Sisters program, and that's always something I've wanted to give back to in my life. And then today I got a text from my college professor mentor who had connected me with his granddaughter who's 19 and said that I would be a good mentor. And I'm like, look at that. If God isn't here and isn't real, where do those signs come from? Where do those illuminated paths originate from? I know that God is in my life. I question how and why, and actually I don't question why. I question some of the things along the journey, like plant medicine, for example. Was it good or was it bad? Are the plants helping me or are they hurting me? But if I look at my life before plants and after plants and what the plants have done for me, it feels certainly like they're helping me. So even though I've picked up this nasty, dirty habit again, that I'll keep in my life for, I don't know, a time, I do feel like I'm gaining something from it. I stand outside getting fresh air, taking deep breaths in, things that I need to do because of the plant, and I get insights, right? Now, years ago, I got really sick. Had to have 5 eye surgeries to correct the damage, my thyroid removed, all sorts of things. And did that happen because I smoked? I don't know, but I smoked for 15 years back then. So perhaps, it was a matter of quantity. Yeah, I'm not sure. But right now, it feels like at least a little piece of Heather has come back into my life when what seemed like all of Heather was just blown to smithereens after a lot of pharmaceutical medications, street drugs, party drugs like alcohol. I was a wreck. I was a wreck. And in my wrecking ball time of life, I met beautiful humans, all walks of life, even those that I've separated from. They impacted my life greatly. And I'm thankful for those people. I really am. I'm humbled to my core. I'm still growing my wings in this transformation of my butterfly, flowering into my Heather. Heather is a flower. And I do believe that I have the spirit world with me. Good, bad. I don't really believe in the devil. I believe that we're meant to make the mistakes that we make, that mistakes are the paving stones for learning what our DNA needs to learn to evolve and grow based on what's vibrating in these cells that's working beyond our comprehension. I mean, I heard once that we use 10% of our brain power. Do we really? Or is that just all we're aware of? I've got a picture I want to grab. I found this picture in TJ Maxx that I had to buy. He looks like a Roman god or something, and his eyes are white. And to me, it really signified how God keeps us blind to certain things for a certain time, and it's for a purpose. Sometimes we cannot see the journey and the path, or we wouldn't trek it the same. Okay, let's see. What else, Spirit? It's coming to me like justice, like something that you saw as an injustice was actually meant to sharpen your intelligence about something. It set your soul free as you judged yourself. Maybe you felt judged by this other person, this male figure in your life. You felt there was this big injustice. Yet this injustice actually set your soul free and had you running for truth so that you can stand tall in who you are, what you've been through, what you stand for. You stripped yourself down to your core and got to know, who am I? What am I here for? What are the choices in front of me? Both what I've done in the past that I'm leaning against the wall for now. And what's my inner guidance saying? She's holding on to this wand with this globe on the floor, just thinking of her new journey. And this card actually changed my life. It led me to plant medicine. There you are. It led me to this gift of God in my life. And I was in my apartment at the apartment complex a couple blocks away at the time, very similar to this one, floor to ceiling windows in the living room / kitchen. And I was just staring out the window like, where do I go from here? What do I do? My life as I knew it is crashed down to the ground, crumbled, no longer in existence. It is just not the same. What do I do? And I was looking out that window and I thought, let me go grab the globe. And so I did. I went and I grabbed the globe. And I set this on the floor in front of the windows, just like this. I wasn't thinking about this card. I didn't have these cards out at the time. I had been learning tarot because I was desperate for answers in my life. And something pulled me to tarot. I didn't even know really what tarot was about. I'm not sure how exactly it entered into my life, but it did. And it was profound. And anyways, I had set the globe down. And right away, I noticed the spot on the globe that looked just like I was sitting Indian style, and I had an anklet on, and the anklet had a charm, the Eye of Horus, and it was meant for protection. That's why I bought it, for protection. But I saw this spot on this globe that looked like the Eye of Horus. Let's see if I can get it up here for you to see. Okay, right here. When you look at, there we go, that, it kind of looks like the Eye of Horus charm. And it's right on Jamaica. And I thought, interesting. I mean, I hadn't even spun the globe yet. I had just set it down and my eyes went straight to that. It's like, huh. And I thought, okay, I'm hungry. I got up. I went into the kitchen to start cooking some food, and I was looking out the same view that I was looking out when I was sitting in the living room on the floor. I could see it from the kitchen. That's the way the apartment is set up. And I looked over, seeing the globe on the floor, and I saw this card in my mind, and I was like, wow, look, this is telling me something. This Two of Wands card signifies setting down it's wands, and wands are about the actions that we take. So setting down the actions that we had been taking, leaving them to rest on the wall. Maybe we come back to them at some point, or maybe we don't, but it's about making a new choice, choosing some new actions, new movements forward. And I was like, wow, this is telling me something. What the heck is in Jamaica? And so I did what I had been doing many times, and I looked up the spiritual symbolism of whatever. I would look up spiritual symbolism of a yellow butterfly if I'd see that, or symbolism of the number 8, or whatever I was seeing at the time. And in this case, I was like, all right, spiritual retreats in Jamaica. I don't know exactly what I Googled now. It's been a little while, but I Googled that and came across ayahuasca. And I remembered that my son had mentioned ayahuasca just, I don't even know, like within a couple of weeks of that moment. And so then I ended up on this journey of seeking plant medicine in my life. And I didn't end up going to Jamaica for the plant medicine. I ended up going to Costa Rica for the plant medicine. Whether or not that matters, I don't know. But it took me on a wild journey, because in order to do the plant medicine, I had to get off all of these pharmaceuticals that I was taking. And at the time, I was taking a lot of pharmaceuticals. I had already cut out street drugs. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I was on a lot, 9 pharmaceuticals. And I was still drinking at the time. And I had to give up both of those things for plant medicine. So I did. I went in, I talked to my doctor, I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I did it. And I've been on this path of exploration ever since. And my life has profoundly changed. Profoundly. I don't feel deep agony anymore like I did. I'm not ashamed of my behaviors anymore. Has everything recuperated in my life? Not yet. But when I get discouraged, I talk to God and He gives me the answers that I need. Just yesterday, two nights ago, I was asking God a question, even indirectly. I had the question in my mind is what my soul's longing for. Is it not meant for me because it was meant for someone else and it's me taking it? And then yesterday, I got confirmation and clarification from God that I wasn't taking it, that it wouldn't have been presented to me and in front of me if it was for anyone else. Regardless of how it came into my life, it was meant to be there. And so it wasn't wrong for me to be longing for it. And that felt really good, that confirmation. It was equal give and take. It wasn't me taking, which is something that my spirit apparently was a little bit worried about. It was me being carefree and saying, this action is setting my soul on fire and giving me excitement and joy in life again. All these wands, yeah. It was like music in my soul. Those moments when you're like, this is just amazing. I see everything that I've ever wanted right here to be nurtured. Mine to celebrate with. Written in the stars. I had prayed. And this man appeared for me that I wasn't looking for, where I didn't know I was looking for. I was caught up in my thoughts about other things. And suddenly my emotional stability, I was swimming in these feelings of being a queen, a princess, all of my heartbreak being healed and wish fulfillment coming into my life. A complete rebirth. Completion of what I had prayed for and asked for. That it was time for that wheel to change. And this new journey to begin. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, but it's like there's this gift in the despair of the troubling circumstances that puts you in the seat of your way forward in your future. That thing of, is this possible? Can pigs fly? Can this really be mine? You can see these two hands holding a heart. It landed right here on the King of Pentacles. Yes. It was your divine partner put into your life for rebirth. To pull you back to shore, to balance things out in your life. To give you a time of rest and rebuilding. this knight in shining armor to come in and give you everything you'd ever imagined. Yeah, it causes some things to crumble in a beautiful way. It's a chess move. That you have to sometimes shield your eyes from all the pain that comes along with it. And in the pain and in the silence, you find this reflective time. You can see this white pillow and the white bird right here, like getting real clear on who am I? What am I doing? Was this meant for me? What is it saying to me? It's a page in your story where you're learning and you're moving along on this blind faith, knowing the magnetic and electricity of the love that you experienced. You have an inner knowing of that, and that stays magnetized in your cells. Okay, right here. You are successful achieving your 10 of Cups, which is complete, perfect happiness in all areas of your life. You're completely emotionally fulfilled. And it landed on, you knew this love. Anything else? Oh. Everything that you've been doing in your journey has been working to get you there. Whether it didn't feel like it or not, it has been. It's bringing him back. And loyal. The dog symbolizes loyalty. It was a magical manifestation of getting everything that you need, putting it through the tests that it needed to go through to build that unshakable loyalty that lasts. Ace of Swords on the bottom. Your divine truth. Anything else, Spirit? Your 10 of Pentacles, you had to have the strength and the courage to get there. And it also takes, it came out, you could say it came out reversed or other ways. So it's like having the strength and the courage to let go of what you thought was your 10 of Pentacles. And that's difficult. It's really difficult. But it takes you on this journey to develop this strength and this courage in following our heart. And our heart is what keeps our body alive. I mean, think about this. There are traumas where people lose the capacity in their brain, right? But they can stay alive as long as their heart is pumping. So you tell me what's best to follow, your heart or your mind? Your heart feeds your mind. That is the truth that you discovered along your journey. That is the craft you mastered. It's always following your heart and your soul and those intuitions that told you, wow, this is your protection. Search here. Which led me to plant medicine. And in my plant medicine, I was given this vision. I didn't understand it, but in my vision, everything came true to me. It solved riddles that were in my mind of, well, you know, what is this that I keep thinking? Why am I thinking that? And what does it mean? And God showed me everything. I mean, there were some other people in the plant medicine journey that were a little irritated with me because my journeys were full of love and light and giggles, and while other people were in agony. And I heard stories of some people were like screaming out, wanting help, and mine was showered with gifts and love and adoration and confirmation. And I left that plant medicine not knowing how the hell it was going to happen, and still not knowing. Yet it was so real and confirming things that I didn't even realize I was actually questioning until after. I was like, oh my goodness, I was questioning that. The things that we worry about, is there more than one card here stuck together? There is. The things that we worry about or think about at night, even if we're not speaking it out loud, it's amplifying in our DNA to the universe of what we need for complete liberation. To set down the pains. It leads us and protects us. Because it comes from within. So if you don't know why things are falling apart in your life, ask yourself the question, is your life actually fulfilling for you right now? Or does it need to be crumbling because your soul is yearning for something else? If you won't physically take it down, the universe will, because it is within you that your hopes and desires are realized. Those nights that you sit on the floor crying in agony, whether in your bed, on your floor, in your car, it doesn't matter. It's those things that are working with keys to open this door. You maybe can't see it or understand it, but it is tied to your dreams and to your purpose on this planet, this lifetime. It's helping you chase your fire. And when others fall off, they're meant to fall off too. So sometimes I know I did a lot of this in my journey of really worrying about the people that I hurt in my path. They were connected to you and needed to experience that for their journey. You have to trust that. It's all working together. We are all one God, one universe, one energy, divided into 8 billion people, animals, plants, atmosphere. We are one. So the destruction that happens around you and to the people connected to you is meant to happen. There's a chameleon on his shirt, a gecko or whatever. What's that saying I keep hearing? That at some point we're all meant to have this massive crumbling and destruction of who we think we are in order to expose and have that trust fall of who we really are. Wow, this is the Nine of Pentacles. It's the self card, the who you are. Anything else, God? Okay. It's meant to illuminate things so that you can see it. It puts you in a place of rest of, wow, God, I don't know what to do anymore because nothing is working. And so you have to go into this place of reflection and seeing things from a different perspective, an upside down perspective. Okay, well, I built all of this, but now this all happened, and now what? I'm getting called to pull from this romance oracle. Let's see, make sure I have them right side up. Wisdom. Let the accumulation of your life experiences guide your decision. Family. The conflict is resolved and healing has begun in your family. It is safe for you to love. A time to have heart-to-heart conversations. Express yourself. Very good. Romance. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Control. Assert yourself and take charge of your destiny. Okay, I am going to leave it right there. Thank you, God, for a beautiful spiritual message. Traditional values or spiritual lessons needed to be learned. Or need to be learned. I'm feeling a vibration. For whatever reason, I want to grab a few cards from this deck to maybe ask for advice. Let's do that. Spirit, what advice? Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about stagnant routine, and Ace of Wands. So Eight of Cups is about walking away from stagnant routines and chasing after that thing that sets your soul on fire, that excites you, that you enjoy. For me, I just get this feeling that I am meant to teach others how I found God and how finding God leads you to a place of psychic realizations. And all that means is that you're in the know of what the one is working to achieve, because we are all connected. We are all one. And when you begin to go deep within and talk to your spirit and to the spirit of others, from a place of vulnerability and truth, It opens up these doors with motivated new beginnings, rooted in truth. So it's saying, walk away from the stagnant routines that aren't working for you and chase after what you learned through that journey. What you saw beyond the veil, beyond what we see with our eyes. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Peace, love, and happiness, always. Heather here. Figure out this damn button.